Hi, QO faculty and staff. This is Audrey Betcher, and I wanted to offer you this online module for a makeup faculty meeting. So I'm going to take you to the um, flip chart that we used and kind of frame our lesson here. So we wanted to start by having everybody kind of use this grouping strategy where we gave everybody a piece of chocolate and had them sit in different groups. Grouping is coming up with our next faculty meeting in January. But the outcome of this meeting is really to analyze academic language instruction at QO as of today, and to share our successes and struggles and strategies for going forward with academic language instruction. So the very first thing that you should look at is the academic language instruction rubric, which is attached here on Google Classroom. And this item is a document that ILT came up with during the summer. And we basically named 3 categories for academic language scaffolding. It was present, it was emerging, or it was not present. And you can see when you look at that document that for academic language scaffolding to be present, we really need to see the students using academic language, whereas academic language that's used by the teacher, but not the students, would really mean that it's not present in that classroom. The second piece of data that we would like you to look at is in a slides presentation that you need to pull up from Classroom. And I need you to complete a capture sheet alongside this data from instructional rounds and the data from peer visits. And I'll show you what that looks like. Right here, this is the Google Slides presentation and I'll kind of introduce you to the data you're looking at. So first, when ILT did instructional rounds, this was the data we gathered on the kinds of academic language scaffolds that were used by the teacher. So there's a box on your capture sheet for you to fill out and answer the question, if this is the snapshot, what does this picture show? The second piece is what kinds of academic language scaffolds were used by the students. Again, if this is the snapshot of our school, what does the picture that we're looking at show us? The third note-taking piece for you is our overall rating. We rated the academic language instruction that we observed overall, and we asked you to group this one and these comments together. The comments are just comments that ILT members made about the classrooms that they were visiting. And the very last piece of data is kind of a synthesis of what the PLCs gave to the RTs in department meetings and what the RTs brought back to ILT. It's a compilation of reflective conversations after PLC members observed one another. So again, the document here, this capture sheet document, is the place where you can take all of those pieces of data and capture them in these boxes. And of course, there's a place for you to type and then a place for you to actually click turn in. And it's going to be right up here when you actually submit it to Classroom. Now, I want to take you back just for a moment to our flip chart. This is the question that you're answering and the notes page. And then these were our wrap-up questions. And I'm going to ask you to answer these questions too on that notes page. What are we doing that's actually had an impact on student learning and use of academic language? How do you identify tier 2 words that you'll teach in a lesson? How do you assess when students are using them? And what's the biggest blocker to academic language instruction in your classes and why? What can we, staff development, administration, resource teachers, do to help? What are some next steps? And we want to look carefully at this because we want to make sure that our professional development is really guided by your needs. So this is the kind of closing of my screencast, and the remaining work for you to do would be to go to this capture sheet and complete this and click Turn In on Classroom, and that way I'll know that you've made up the faculty meeting. I really appreciate your um, willingness to work on this, and I'm going to stop the screen share, and I'm going to just stop the broadcast. All right, thank you, everyone.